The U.S. Army wants a next-generation platform on the Stryker to beat out the highest of enemy technology. The service awarded an Other Transaction Authority agreement to furnish prototypes for the Terrestrial Layer System Brigade Combat Team program, meant to give soldiers a relevant suite of electronic warfare, cyber, and signals intelligence capabilities. The Army announced the agreement last week, and it runs through October 2023. Lockheed Martin will provide prototypes mounted into Stryker combat vehicles ready for operational assessment and issuance to an initial unit. An Army official told Defense News that TLS-BCT is an integrated suite of signals intelligence, electronic warfare, and cyberspace operations that detects, locates, and disrupts enemy signals. The Maryland-based defense contractor in September won a $9.6 million second-round contract, beating out Boeing subsidiary Digital Receiver Technology and allowing it to continue development. We're going to need a bigger boat. That's the U.S. Coast Guard's plan to counter China and Russia's activity in the Arctic. Polar ice has steadily decreased over the last few decades, opening potential new trade routes that could link Asia, North America, and Europe. During a hearing with the House Homeland Security Committee's Transportation and Maritime Security panel, Admiral Linda Fagan emphasized the need to build an icebreaker fleet capable of maintaining a strong presence in the Arctic region, specifically pointing to polar security cutters. Production for the first polar security cutter began this year. Shipbuilder VT Halter Maritime is manufacturing the first PSC under a fixed-price contract, expected to conclude in 2025. The Coast Guard will eventually receive 3 heavy icebreakers, followed by 3 medium icebreakers. The Coast Guard requested $167.2 million in the fiscal 2023 budget to continue production of the PSCs, while also seeking $30.1 million to operate a commercially available icebreaker while it waits. The United States is sending Ukraine up to $400 million in additional military equipment and supplies. The shipment includes 4 more medium-range rocket systems and ammunition as the embattled nation tries to repel Russia's advances in the Donbass region. The 4 additional M142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, or HIMARS, will bring the total number sent to Ukraine to a dozen. That's according to a senior defense official who added that the first 8 HIMARS were particularly useful for Ukraine as the fight in the Donbass has largely evolved into an artillery duel. The official refuted Russian reports that 2 of the delivered HIMARS were destroyed and said all 8 are accounted for and still in use by Ukraine. The military equipment being drawn down from U.S. stockpiles and sent to Ukraine also includes 3 tactical vehicles, demolition munitions, counter-battery systems, and spare parts. When we come back, the latest tips from our financial expert, and later, highlights from the annual Service Members of the Year Gala.